Hey there everyone, this is Alpha the Coder and today we are back with an interesting problem named pairs from HackerRank. So the link of this problem will be provided to you all in the description box. Um, about the problem, this is a medium level problem and the maximum score for this problem is 50. So without any further delay, we'll be moving towards the problem statement. Let's read it out. So you will be given an array of integers and a target value. Determine the number of pairs of array elements that have a difference equal to target value. For example, given an array 1, 2, 3, 4 and a target value of 1, we have three values meeting the condition 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2 and 4 minus 3. These all differences will give you to 1. So that is which is our target value. So there are three possible pairs. So let's read the input format. The first line contains two space separated integers n and k, the size of array and the target value. Okay, so the constant says that the number of elements can be greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2 and less than equal to 10 to the power 5. The target value k can be greater than 0 and less than 10 to the power 9. Also, the array elements that we are gonna take as input, that can be greater than 0 and less than 2 to the power 31 minus 1. To note one thing is here, each integer array of I will be unique. The first test case, the number of array elements is 5 and the target value is 2 and the array elements are 1, 5, 3, 4, 2 and the output is given as 3. So if you see the explanations, there are three pairs of integers in the set with a difference of 2, that is 5 comma 3, as you can see 5 and 3, 4 and 2, 4 and 2 and 3 and 1. So there are three pairs of integers in the set. So as we have gone through the problem statement and the sample test cases, so we are ready to implement our code. So this is the right time for you all to pause the video and solve it on your own. Okay, so let's start. Started with the code. So we'll take the input n. What is n here? N is the size of array. I'm also commenting here so that you don't get confused. We'll take a target value. Let's name it as tar val. Input that also tar val. Okay, this is the target value. Okay, let's create an array of size n. Now take the elements and type equals to 0, so the array elements are also being stored in the array named I. Now comes the logic part to find the number of pairs. For that we need to create a variable cnt whose initial value will be 0 and we'll be increasing this counter whenever we encounter a pair such that its difference is such that the difference of the elements of the pairs is equal to the tar value, that is target value. Okay, so this is just very simple logic. We will run a loop from 0 to n minus 1, and within this loop we'll run one more loop from I plus 1 to n. Now time to find the difference of the pair. Now we'll take the absolute difference. So to take the absolute difference, we will check like this: if what the tar val? The tar val is equal to abs of a of I minus a of j. Okay, there is no problem. If we encounter such a pair, see the elements of the pair are a of I and a of j. If we find such a pair whose absolute difference is equal to the target value, we will just increase the counter. Okay, finally we will print the counter value. If you have any doubts regarding this approach, please let me know in the comment section. Let's run this once. Okay, these are the sample test case. Okay, and the output is 3. Let's see. Okay, 3. Okay, let's just copy and paste this code and test our approach. So submit the code. All the test cases will certainly not pass this time because it's a O(n) square approach, and as you can see, test case for 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 did not pass due to timeout error. Okay, so now we will try to understand what we did in our program. Given the size of the array is 5, target value here is 2. These are the array elements and these are their respective indices. Array indexing start at 0. So when I is equals to 0, j becomes 1 and j will run till 4. Okay, so if you see the absolute difference, 1 minus 5 is equals to 4, 1 minus 3 is equals to 2, 1 minus 4 equals to 3, 1 minus 2 equals to 1. So we'll count the number of initially the counter is equals to 0. Okay, initially counter value is equals to 0, and what we will do here is we'll increase the counter by 1 every time we encounter such pair whose absolute difference is equals to the target value, and here we found only one such case where the difference absolute difference is equals to the target value. We will increase the counter by 1 and now the updated counter value becomes 1. Okay, so when I becomes 1, j will start from 2 till 4. If you see the absolute difference, we get 5 minus 3 2, 5 minus 4 1, 5 minus 2 3. Now again we will do the same thing. If we encounter any such target value, any such difference value which is equal to the target value, we will increase the counter, and also here also we find such a case, so we'll increase the counter and the updated counter value becomes 2. When I becomes 2, j will start from 3 till 4. If you see the absolute difference, 1 and 1. Okay, so the counter remains unchanged because we have not found any such pair. Now when I becomes 3 and j equals to 4, the absolute difference is equals to 2, since 4 minus 2 is 2. So we'll increase the counter by 1 and the final counter value is equal to 3. When I becomes 4, this is the terminating condition, since it will terminate out of the loop and will print the answer as counter. Now we will be discussing about the hashing approach. Let's say n equal to 5 and target value is equal to 2 and the elements given are 1, 5, 3, 4, 2 respectively. First of all, we have to know what a good pair is, and I have defined it here. Pairs whose elements have a difference equal to the target value is known as a good pair. So we just have to count the number of good pairs. So here 1 comma 3, because its difference between them is equal to the target value, that is 2. Also 5 comma 3 is a good pair and 4 comma 2 is also a good pair. So the number of good pairs equal to 1, 2 and 3. So 3 is our answer. So you will understand better if we go through the table now. So the table consists of 6 1 2 3 4 5 columns. First column is indexed column, in which we will be going through all the indexes. The second column is the value, at which index which value is there. Also value needed to make a good pair. If you see here, if we take 1, how can we get 3? Obviously by adding that target value to it. 1 plus 2, it becomes 3, and 3 is present in that array. Also 5. Okay, if we look at the like this, 3 is here and we need to add the target value to it. 3 plus 2, 5. Now check if 5 is there or not. Obviously 5 is there, so this is a good pair. So going through the table makes you understand clearly. When I is equal to 0, the value is 1. Okay, and value needed to make a good pair. So 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. Now check if 3 is present or not in the array. Yes, 3 is present in the array, so mark it as Y and increase the count by 1. Initially the value of count is 0. Now when I becomes 1, check the value at position 1, that is 5 now. Okay, 5, add the target value to it. 5 plus 2, 7. So check if 7 is there or not in the array. 7 is not there, so found is equals to n. No. Now do not increase the count, as we have not found a good pair. Now I equals to 2, the value at position 3 is position 2 is 3. Add the target value to it. Check if the new value is present in the array or not. 5 is present in the array. Okay, so increase the count and do it further likewise. So after checking all the indices, we have to just count the number of y's, and we got 1 2 and 3, so the count is 3. So just print the number of counts. So now let's implement the hashing approach. I've already taken the size of the array and the target value, also created an array of size n. Now I'll be creating a map of int comma int and name the map as hash map. It's a very common name. So now let's take the array elements. Also we have to store them in the map. So hash map dot insert make pair of the a of I comma I, the position. Okay, so the input work is done. Now the time to implement the logic part. So we'll run a loop. First of all we have to declare a variable cnt, which will store our count of good pairs. Okay, initially 0. Let's run a loop for int I equal to 0. Okay, now auto it1, it is the iterator which will store the position of my current value. Okay, where is my current value located? So my current value is hashmap dot find a of I. Okay, now to make a good pair, we will add the target value to the first element. Okay, that will be hashmap dot find a of I plus the tar value. Okay, plus the tar value. If this tar value is not found, like I mentioned it here, see 1 plus 2, see this is 1, the first element of the pair, and the second element of the pair that we are adding the target value, this is 3. So 1 plus 2 becomes 3, and if 3 is in the array, then we will consider it as a good pair. So we will do the same thing here, a of I plus tar value. Okay, now if you already know the hashmap.find function, we will be knowing that this function returns an iterator, and the iterator points to the last position, that is the map hashmap.end if no such element is found in the array, or the iterator returns a certain position. Okay, so we will check that it1 is not equals to it2, because they both shouldn't be the same element. Okay, now also as I told, it2 shouldn't be pointing towards the end, because it means that no such element has been found, and if no element is found, we'll be marking it as no and will not increase the count. But if it is not hashmap.end, it means it has written certain iterator, and that iterator is also not matching equals to it1. So we'll just increase the count here, and finally we'll print the count. Let's run this code. And as you can see, the expected output is 3 and our output is also 3. So let's try to run this code once. Paste the code here, run code. Submit the code. Okay, so we have successfully passed all the test cases. Okay, we have successfully solved pairs.